What's up guys, Gavin here at Mad Soaps. It is day 25 on this 60-foot Selene. Progress is coming out great so far. We have a very busy day. We have both of our 26-foot ladders out and able to allow us to be able to reach all the very high sections. If you take a look right behind you, we have two of our employees 26 feet in the air, harnessed in, making sure everyone's safe and able to work to the best of their ability. As you can see right here, this section of the boat has not yet been touched. It almost has a chalkboard appearance. And as you can also see, the rest of the boat is almost has a mirror appearance to it. So I'm going to be taking you guys through a 7-step restoration on this piece of gel coat right here to be able to show you the before and afters. This is what it looks like before. As you can see, severe oxidation on this boat. We'll take a look at it afterwards. So we're gonna start with step number 1 is going to be our quicksand. It is a 600 grit compound. It's a wet sanding alternative. Now we're gonna go in with our rotary polisher at 600 RPMs at an angle. I think I'm gonna need a different pad.
What'd you say?
I think I'm gonna need a different pad.
Why do you need a different pad?
Because it's shaking too much.
Where do you... Why is it shaking too much?
Because the pad's...
Just for the people's common knowledge, why does that happen?
Because the pad's In all seriousness, it's because it's caked up with compound. Would you be able to grab me another white pad?
Let's go up top and see what Daniel's doing. This quicksand? Yes, sir. Today I am on board a 60-foot Selene in Pasadena, Maryland. We're actually at Pleasure Cove. This is one of Mad Soap's biggest and most entertaining projects. One of the things we really love here at Mad Soaps is bringing oxidation back to life and bringing an older boat to showroom, making it a 2005 go to a 2026. And that's exactly what we're doing here. This is a 15-year-old boat. It has never been professionally restored or detailed before. We actually recommended wet sanding. However, as you can imagine, wet sanding a 60-foot boat is a few months of work. The client opted into a heavy cutting compound. So we're doing a 600, 800 grit heavy cutting compound, 2 different heavy cutting compounds, and working all the way up to a 3000 grit polish. And then we're gonna be finishing with a polymer sealant. Let's go see what the guys are doing.
As you can see with the step of quicksand, it removes a lot of the heavy oxidation. However, there are very heavy scratches now in the gel coat. So now we move in with step number 2, which is our level R. It's an 800 grit compound. It'll continue to remove the oxidation as well as start removing some of the heavy scratches that the quicksand put in there. So I'm still going to be using a rotary polisher with a white wool pad, still at the same 600 RPMs.
through this so far?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Is this something that you would recommend to all boaters, or is it really just case by case?
So every boat's different. I would not recommend this severe of a cutting phase on newer boats, but boats as old as this one really do require harsh correcting for the years of oxidation.
How many years of oxidation is this?
I would say this is probably 10, 15, possibly even 20 years of heavy baking in the sun.
And who are those two guys up top?
We got Jonathan on the ladder and Daniel up top on the fly bridge.
And how did they come in, and who trained them, and what's their skill level, and why do you trust them to do this by themselves?
I would say they're two of our best detailers. They came in, got right after it, started working their butts off, and they've been training throughout the years and getting better every day.
How did they get trained? What did they start with?
I'm stumped. So I apply the compound this way straight from the bottle, and do these lines just that way. When I use my applicator, I work it in circles. That way, every square inch of the gel coat has an even coating of level R. That way we're not buffing one section more than the other, which would lead to patches and just not an even finish. So now that we finished our step of level R, you can see that we're starting to get some clarity in the gel coat. It's no longer a chalkboard. However, there are still some heavy scratches. So even with our step number 3 finish R, this is used on a yellow wool pad. No, the difference isn't just the color. The wool of the yellow pad is actually much softer, so it continues to remove these heavy scratches that the level R puts in place, as well as improves the clarity.
Let's also show in the light the difference. You can see. So this was, you can see up here, this is chalkboard. But you come down here and there's a ton of clarity now.
So now for our second step of finish R, we are going to transition from the rotary polisher to a random orbital polisher. What this does is it spins on a random axis. That way those swirl marks from the rotary will be removed. So after our 7 steps of correction, we will go and do a full, very thorough wash, and then apply our polymer coating, which will last for up to 9 months. And then we will see this client again in 9 months to reapply this polymer coating and keep this boat protected and looking better than brand new.
So that was just an example of not even an hour of work on that 60 Selene. That was just a little bit of inside information, some of our processes, and how we fully correct and restore gel coat and paint. If you found this video helpful or interesting, we'd be more than happy to make another one. Just leave a comment down below.